5 brand new Elite 15 names taking top spots at the Last Chance Qualifier in Barcelona, seconds separating the top times in the London Pro Doubles, and some high-level performances over in the DEKAFIT competitions. For HYROX, all of the qualifiers are in. Last stop, World Championships in Chicago. Hey everybody, Michelle Navarro here. Welcome into the HYWire. Today we're going to cover the Last Chance Qualifier that happened over in Barcelona and the last stop for Pro Doubles that happened in London. So some really exciting competition here, and one of the great things about these two races is that HYROX had some YouTube content for people to watch. So I was really excited to see this. This is a great development for the sport. We can follow along as much as possible when they do these types of things. So let's dive right into it. Let's start with the Last Chance Qualifier that happened in Barcelona. So we saw some really notable names from the Elite 15 athletes that we've seen competing in the majors this year, but we also saw some new names that have done well in the HYROX competitions across the world, but not necessarily in the majors. It was really exciting to see some of these new names take over and just kind of go for it. So on the women's side at the Last Chance Qualifier, the podium went as follows. Emily Damen of the Netherlands finishing in first with a blazing 101.10. Sinead Bent of the UK in 102.13, taking that second spot, and Melanie Moorer of Switzerland taking the third spot in 103.20. Now, the interesting thing here is that there were multiple waves at the Last Chance Qualifier. So we saw Melanie take that third spot. American Chris Rogowski ran a really competitive race, and she took that third spot in the first wave. Unfortunately, Melanie took her spot from a later wave, so she gained that Last Chance Qualifier for HYROX World Championships. This is something that we have seen, unfortunately, a couple of other times, and we are hoping in the future that all of the top-level athletes will be in that same heat so that all of the competition is competing against each other for those top qualifying spots. It's the fairest way to do it, I would say, and we are hoping that all of the athletes get to see this change moving forward. But props to these women for having the race of their lives, literally, on the best day possible. These are 3 brand new names that we haven't discussed in the Elite 15 majors this season, so super exciting for the sport to see some new racers here. So for our winner, Emily, this is about a 2-minute PR over her best. And Sinead Bent, our runner-up, this was just about a 2.5-minute PR for her. And Melanie Moorer surprised us all by taking that third spot from a different heat. She ran 4 seconds fast enough to sneak into the podium spot, right before Chris Rogowski. I mean, these women have proven that they can race under pressure, and you're certainly going to need to have that skill come World Championship time. So congrats to these women. Over on the men's side, Australian Tom Rogers comes in first with 56.05. HYWire of the Netherlands in a close second with 56.33, and notable Elite 15 athlete John Wynn finally claiming his spot at the World Championships in 57.14. All these men were in the same heat, so we got to watch them race together. But we've got 2 brand new names to talk about in the Elite 15, Tom and Hiddy. Yeah, once again, we're just seeing these athletes come in on race day. Perhaps they had this, Last Chance Qualifier in mind for, that one spot to be able to deliver their best performance to get into the Elite 15, and they all delivered. They did super well. The exciting thing about their race, though, was that Tom Rogers didn't really take the lead until the lunges, where he made his move, and he was able to remain strong through the wall balls. HYWire was a clear leader for the majority of the race. He was able to hang on to second place at the wall balls. But Jonathan Wynn was a surprise here. He actually came into the wall balls a minute behind the top 3, and was able to make up ground and finish third overall. So again, congrats to these men for battling at the top level here and racing their way into the Elite 15 at the World Championships. Seeing all of these new names at the Last Chance Qualifier coming in and showing out, this raises a question here. Do we feel that it would be a better way to get the best racers if we had a race your way into the competition type situation rather than based on times. We've already seen this change for the Elite Pro Doubles, where there were only select races around the world that you could go in and qualify for those top 3 spots. And that proved to be a really exciting way to do this. It brought out awesome competition. We still saw the best of the best show up, and I would say we got it right. We got the best racers into this competition. So do we feel like it would be nice to see that for the individual Elite 15 side? Let us know what you think in the comments. Now, let's move over to London, where we saw the last installment of the Elite Pro Doubles. So we were expecting to see some of the top names line up here. Reigning world champ Meg Jacoby and Elite 15 athlete Camilla Massa, they missed their chance in Miami, so they booked a flight over to London to get into the pro doubles there. Their main competition for this entire race were Elite 15 qualifier Lucy Proctor and Elite 15 qualifier Sinead Bent. So this battle came down to the wall balls. They were basically very close to each other the entire race. We saw them come into the wall balls, and Meg and Camilla were making up some ground there, but Lucy and Sinead sealed the deal, and they got that top qualifying spot. Their time was a 55:52, and Meg and Camilla were 56:19. In that first heat, we saw third place go to Zara Piergiani and Kate Davey, who are both Elite 15 athletes as well. In a later heat, we saw already qualified Margot and Charlotte van den Lindenloof, but since they qualified, Zara and Kate got that last qualifying spot. This proved to be another really stacked field where we saw 8 women's teams go under that hour mark. So very impressive performances here. And over on the men's side, we are literally talking about 9 seconds of difference between the top 4 times. So incredible race, and it was very close, as you can imagine, throughout the entire thing. So in first, we have Charlie Bottrell and Ollie Russell. And in second place, we have Jake Williamson and Alan Plough. And in third, we have Hiddy Wiersma and Thierry Willigenberg. 6 teams under 51, 13 teams under 52. Another incredible field of top athletes. So yeah, again, these are some new names that we're seeing break into the Elite 15 in the doubles format. So I think this is proving that this is a different type of race, and therefore some new athletes, perhaps who are a little bit faster on the run side, really making their statement and qualifying for the World Championships in this style. And switching over to a different hybrid race format, we also have the DEKAFIT competition, where we saw a few races happening over in California. So over in SoCal, we saw some really impressive performances from members of the hybrid engine. Lauren Weeks breaking the world record in a 31:27. This is breaking her own world record. She dipped under 32 before, so this is just sealing the deal yet again here for her. And Vivian Tafuto becomes the second fastest woman on the DEKAFIT floor. She runs a 32:07. Really impressive performance from her. And rounding out the top 3 is Lauren Griffith, who is another really notable Elite 15 athlete on the HYROX side with a 34:16. On the men's side, we saw Grayson Kilgore in a 29:37 taking that top spot. Chaz Hatton takes the second spot in 31:59, and Glenn Race takes that third spot in 32:10. So congrats to all these racers. For DEKAFIT, we will see that World Championship at the end of this year, so around December time. So we are not sure where all of these times will land currently, but typically in the past, anything under 35 for women and anything under 32 for men, these times will pretty much get you into the qualifying spots for the World Championship for DEKAFIT. So we will see how these stand, and we'll keep you updated on any of the racers that are doing these top times in DEKAFIT. That's it for today's HYWire. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like what you hear, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.